What it is, what it do, cyber world, it is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It, ashsaidit.com, ashsaidit.com. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. We appreciate it and love you guys so very much. Thank you for the shares, the comments, the telling your friends about us, the messaging, the DMs. I check everything. Thank you. None of this would be possible without you guys, so I am forever grateful and indebted to you guys for that, because I know that there are millions upon quadrillions of different podcast shows, but the fact that you download this show means the world to me. And so I will continue to press forward and get some good content out here for you guys and make sure that it's stuff that you guys want to hear about and stuff to keep you engaged. So I thank you for that. So this morning I was talking with my mentee, and she's a young lady that is at Kennesaw State. Yes. And she asked me if I would seek revenge on any of my ex-boyfriends. And I was like, okay, that's pretty random. I'm pretty sure that's not on your final exam, but yeah, let's go for it. Me personally, I don't seek vengeance on people. I don't see the purpose in it. It does not solve anything. It cannot erase the past. What's done is done. And she asked me about the first time I got my heart broken. I was like, oh, we're going to go down that street today. Okay. We're going down that street. My first heartbreak was my very first boyfriend. And it was, as time has gone on and decades and some change has happened between that first encounter and where we are now, where things stand, it had to take a lot of growth, a lot of maturity on both of our parts. But there were things that both of us could have done better. There were definitely things that we both could have done better. Be it that he was my very first boyfriend, and I had never been in that type of situation before. So I love hard. I love hard, and I loved him with every ounce of my being. We had talks about marriage and him having a smoke room in our house and all this. We had created such of a narrative about being together forever. And I really believed that fantasy. And I was too young, and I had not experienced a lot of life yet. I had not, like I said, this was my very first boyfriend. So I really poured everything into it. I believed everything that came with it. I believed everything that was said. I believed all of that stuff. And I had mapped out my life and say, okay, well, this is exactly what's going to happen. This is how it's going to happen. This is when it's going to happen. And that is not what happened. And things change. And I can admit on my part that I may have taken things a little too serious. And be it that I was so inexperienced in life and never been through anything and never really dealt with a relationship before, I may have taken it a little too serious. And so when the chips did fall where they did, it was devastating for me. It was catastrophically devastating because this was not in the plan. This was not supposed to happen. And it was very hard. It was very hard to deal with and to get over. And I told her about the story. The story, Red Lobster. Yes, I still talk about it to this day. The story, Red Lobster. And we're going to take a break. And when I come back, I will talk about the Red Lobster story.
Wouldn't it be great if there was a place to discover awesome discounts on gently used clothes? There is. Swap.com, the world's largest online consignment and thrift store. Over 14 million tons of textiles are wasted each year. Shopping secondhand, Swap.com helps prevent textile waste from polluting the environment. With Swap.com, you can save up to 90% off retail price of your favorite brands like Lululemon, Carter's, Nike, J.Crew, and Gap. Between 6,000 to 10,000 new items are added daily. If something doesn't fit, enjoy hassle-free returns within 30 days, no questions asked. So what are you waiting for? Shop swap.com and use the promo code AshDaily40 for your 40% off today.
Okay, so the Red Lobster story. So at that time, he was working at Red Lobster and I was at school, and I would come home almost every weekend just to hang out with him or to see family, and if I had auditions and things of that nature. So I was always coming home like every single weekend. And it came to a point where he stopped returning my calls. I was like, oh, that's weird. That's odd. All right, let me call his house or whatever. And he had gotten his parents to say like he wasn't there and, oh, they'll take a message for him. And so I was really starting to feel rejected. I was really starting to feel like, wow, like even and the thing about it was we had discussions prior to all of this, and to say if we eventually felt like we didn't want to be in a relationship, we could talk to one another and be adult about it and all that. He did not play his part because I was not very adult. It was not very much. It wasn't. So I was pissed. I was angry. I was very upset. I felt rejected. I felt unloved. I felt like my heart was ripped out of my chest. But I needed closure. And so I had decided that I was going to stop by his job because that was someplace that I knew that he was going to be at. So, as I told my roommates about my plan, and they were like, girl, you gonna flip out? You gonna do? I said, honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do because I've never been in this situation before. I've never had these type of feelings in my heart and soul before. I don't know what I'm gonna do. They say, but you know what? You go up there, Ash. You make sure you the baddest chick. You make sure you the baddest, okay? I was like, what are you talking about? Make sure I'm the baddest. I was like, no. And they did me up, y'all. When I tell you, makeup was on point. Hair was on fleek, laid to the side. Outfit, boobies was looking nice, upright and everything. I had a cute little mini skirt. Booty was tight. We was on point that day. When I marched my behind up to the Red Lobster, when I got up to the Red Lobster, y'all, couples was walking out as I was walking in. Dudes was checking me out bad. Something serious. I knew I had done right. I was like, yes. Go ahead, French. Got me looking all good and stuff. It was a great feeling. It was very empowering. And I got into the Red Lobster and I saw the hostess. And the hostess knew me and gave me a hug. And, hey, Ash, how's it going? I said, yes. Is old dude around? And sure enough, as I said that, I turned and glared toward the dining room area. And I locked eyes with old buddy. Oh, y'all. It was cinematic. It was cinematic in that moment because he looked like a deer in headlights. And after all the time and everything that we had spent and hung out and all that, I had never seen such sheer horror in his face. Because he didn't know what to expect. Was she going to make a scene? Was she going to make me lose my job? Is she going to jump on my back? What's Ash going to do? And so he, ever so calmly, like I said, the deer in headlights, he just kind of froze for a second. And it was like, I'm going to play this off. I'm going to play it off. Comes over, gives me one of the fakest hugs you give a person. You'd have thought that I didn't know him or nothing like that. Gave me a little hug and everything. I was like, hey, how's it going? And you could tell he's shook up because he wasn't expecting me. And he don't know what I'm going to do. And he was like, yeah, everything's cool. I'm cool. I was like, yeah, I've been calling you. And I left messages with your parents and you never called me back. Oh. And now he started to stutter. Another characteristic he's never done prior to that. Started to say, oh, well, I just been working. And in my mind, as soon as he said, and let it roll off his tongue, I said, oh, don't nobody work 24/7 at the Red Lobster. Don't nobody do it. Don't happen. I don't care who you are. They're not 24/7. I don't know any Red Lobster in the state of Georgia that is 24/7. Now, I don't know about around the world. And, everybody does their own little thing. But in Georgia, there is no Red Lobster in Georgia, in the state of Georgia, that runs 24 hours a day to where you can't call somebody that you are dating. So him saying that just kind of infuriated me even more. But I was so proud of myself because I kept my calm. I kept my cool. I could have jumped on his back. I could have pulled out a big old chunk of his hair. I didn't do that because he had braids at the time too. So that was also, like I said, there were many things that flowed through my mind, but it was almost I had this peace over me that was like, no, the less you say, the better. And so after he goes on to babbling about working at the Red Lobster, I said, oh, okay. Well, I just came by to say hi. Bye. And waved my ass and walked my ass right out the front door. Did that half turn look? Oh, he was watching my behind leave because that was the last time he was going to see that ass. And so that was a very empowering time for me. That was an empowering moment. That was a pivotal moment for me to take charge of my life. And so that was that story. 24/7 at the Red Lobster. Don't nobody work that. That's the worst thing you could have said in life. The worst thing, sir. But since then, we have bonded again, and we're cool. You know, we don't talk every day. We don't talk every week. But that's definitely one of my good connections that I made in this life. He has a good heart. He really does. And he's gone on. He's gotten married. He's got babies. He's got the whole lifestyle and everything going on. And I am happy for him, because whatever it was, I wasn't a good match in that situation. We weren't a good match together, really, because ultimately it just was not meant to work. And that's how you just got to look at things in life, is you can't sit up and just put the blame on one person. It takes two people to tango. It takes two people. And we just were not a good pair, ultimately. High school cutesy puppy love type deal, sure, absolutely. We was peaches and cream. I was the peaches, he was the cream. And we were a cutesy little couple, but ultimately there were no long-term roots to it. And I think that neither one of us really knew how to let go and communicate that. Because either way, I would have been hurt either way. I would have still been hurt, but this hurt more because it felt... I felt a sense of disrespect because I felt like we had talked about this and you didn't keep your word. So that's really what it came to be about for me. But yeah, talk about that stuff. I can talk about it now, but back then, like, it was years before I really was able to talk about it with people. I was bitter for many years after that. I was very bitter. I was very angry. And I'm sure I missed out on some really great guys, some really great opportunities because I was not ready to let go of that hurt and that pain. And until you're ready to let go of that hurt and that pain, it's going to stay with you. It's going to follow you in all your relationships, not just the romantic ones. It's going to follow you throughout life. But until you let it go and you accept that people are who they are. People are who they are. You can't change them. You can't make them better. They have to want better for themselves. They have to. And accept them and take them for where they're at. That's who that person is. That's where they are in life. That is who they are. And that is what they bring to the table. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So me and my mentee, it's an interesting it's an interesting dynamic, and she comes up with all kinds of questions. I'm sure she's making up a story about me. She's writing something on me. I don't know exactly what, but it is what it is. Anyways, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time.